welcome back to my channel. You know, sir. Politics Fancam. Don't forget, the regular dancehall Fancam will return September, and we're in a September. But now, Politics Fancam, cause you don't know, next year election, so we are pumped right up. My slogan is, "May it have to be a Labour ride." Remember, September the 15th is the People's National Party conference in a national stadium. I will be there. Although I am a Labourite, I don't business with people. I am media. I'm going to interact with the two party. I don't have nothing bad to say about the two party. More than when the truth come out, I speak the truth. If it bad, I just so. Same thing with the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, you don't know how the debate go already. So I have a program for you to listen. So you have Munchie B, big up Munchie, big up Chopper, big up Goody, big up Info Media. Yo, what's so much name? A whole heap of Labour right them over there. And when them go at daytime, them go hard. To me, they're more sensible than the PNP panel. So when you come beat me, when you don't see me a party at night time. But big up, oh no, made it have to be a Labour right. So I want to listen to Info Media. When you listen to Chopper, when you listen to all of the debaters them on the JLP panel right now, and tell me what you think. Me don't have no opinion. Me don't have no opinion, so I want to know if you come on. Give me your opinion, whether you're a PNP, whether you're a GLP, because this is love, you know. We take this for fun. Who want to take this serious and war and fight? We don't care. We just get pumped up every 4 years when it comes to the general election or the local government election. So listen to that panel here. Listen what them have to say. Any party to hear them chat foolishness and them tell a bag of lie and them not talk the truth, rebuke them. Comment. Give me the timestamp. Tell me say 2 grand. Right, that's how you hear them just say something. A lie them a tell. Them not speak the truth. Now the debate is about Matthew Samuda cause of hot bread in people. Hot bread. Everybody know, the PNP know, the JLP know, all who don't vote know say Matthew Samuda done up on the ground, get to know the people them for 15. Now Nigel Clark get a surprise. The government get a surprise. All if you don't want surprise, changes have to make. On a boss a favor and have no use. Favor and one of the best educational minister. Spend money on a ball. Now, Matthew resigned from the Senate. So Matthew a go down any SA go represent for the Jamaica Labour Party. That leave a space in the house for a senator. Lower house. So some of them don't know nothing, them only yap. So you can go to the private sector and take somebody for finance, you know. You don't have to take nobody with the Labour right now, you know. You can go to the private sector and join somebody over there. Put them there. Then the Prime Minister can act as the MOF. Until me not go no further. Me done tell you some me not come in. Some me know how me there say laba. Listen to that panel here. A Labourite panel. They are Jamaica Labour Party supporters. Them speak 99% truth. To me, them speak 99% truth. I can't answer that for the next party. Me that for be a Labourite, but me speak the truth.
But here's the difference between the Hope Housing Program that the PNP program. The PNP likes to build housing schemes like they did with Operation Pride. They build a certain amount of houses and then they select PNP operatives to occupy these houses. The JLP says, no, we are not going to do that. We are not going to take a piece of land, build 200 houses, and just put 200 Labourites in there. No. The government says we are going to give each member of parliament 5 houses per year. And that simply means that all 63 members of parliament will get that 5. 49 from the JLP, 14 from the PNP. And not just parliamentarians, but there are other instances where persons of that sort of need will be brought to the OPM and they would have gotten houses. So the government embark on some of these programs that has widespread reach and assist people throughout Jamaica without having the politics being a part of it. And that's one of the things that Andrew Holness pride himself on, is though he's political, though he's the prime minister, he's from a political party. But I think the initiatives that he spearheads most of the time don't carry a heavy political tone behind it. So everybody get house. And you see houses that distribute all about. And not just board house like the PNP used to distribute. We are talking about concrete house. Right? At best, 2 bedroom. 3 bedrooms in some cases. But good quality house that can withstand any hurricane. And when you juxtapose that with what the PNP would have done, they would have done board houses. So I'm just saying this to say to you that there is so much initiative. When you look at police cars, when you look at the 153 police stations that have been renovated and rebuilt, brand new police stations, right? There's not a single police station in Jamaica today that is without a working police vehicle. At least one. Not a single police station in Jamaica. There isn't a single police officer in Jamaica who requires a ballistic vest that don't have one. Not a single one. No police officer can tell you that they need a ballistic vest and they don't have one. So these are significant achievement when you compare to certain period. For example, if you compare the 18 and a half years of PNP rule, you will understand what I'm talking about. So it is chalk to cheese, and it's an easy decision for persons to, if a person wants to vote for either of the 2 political party, it is very easy for you to come to that discussion, that decision. It's not difficult. A matter of fact, if you were to go back to Jamaica's independence in 1962 and look at the period in which 62 to 72, you'd recognize that the highest economic growth is within that period, and it was a GLP that was in office. The highest amount of school that has ever been built in this country was built under the GLP. And if you compare that period to 72 to 1980, you'll recognize that the economic decline that we suffer was under the PNP. The GLP rebuilt the economy again between 1980 and 89. The PNP took over. Boom, we plunged back into recession. I know PNP like to talk about crime. They like to talk about it. But when PNP come to you, my brother, and ask you about crime and tell you nonsense about crime, it's a simple question to ask the PNP, you know. Just go to the facts. Stick to the facts. Ask a simple comrade to tell you. When they receive government in 1989, what was the murder rate? You don't have to argue, you don't have to quarrel. Just ask a very simple question. What was the murder rate in 1989 when the PNP assumed office? And let's move forward. What was the murder rate when the PNP left office in 2007? And that will answer your question. And for those of you who don't know, it was 433 in 1989. And when the PNP demit office in 2007, it was 1,588. So that it's almost 3 times. They are the ones who brought us into being a murder capital of the world. They are the ones who prevented the security forces in Jamaica from buying ammunition on the open market because we were dubbed the murder capital, and our police force was labeled the worst in the region as it relates to extrajudicial killing. You used to have 400 plus people murdered by the police. Thank God to Bruce Golding and the implementation of Indicom. That changed how police act against citizens in Jamaica. So it's not hard. It's not a hard sell to get people to look at the 2 political parties. And you don't have to tell a lie. You don't have to make up a story. Just bring people to the facts. When it comes to the economy, This government is the only government that has ever built the economy. The PNP wrecked the economy during the 1990s, wiped out 41,000 businesses went under. And you are probably old enough, sir, to remember that period.
God. Chopper,
Oh, jeez, I'm Chops.
Yeah, my phone dead.
you see,
Oh
enter your
my
come back
God,
live,
Chops,
Chopper.
we are gonna beat you, you know.
Chopper, you see, enter your come back live. Have a special phone for live and a special phone for you because you can't mute me and gone. It's too out order.
Phone died a while ago. Just plug it back in.
Okay, all right.
I apologize, though.
Okay,
So you did
thank
done?
God.
You did done with Renza, but Renza sound like he good to go. Wanna say so you know what?
Hold on there, Munchika. We are Dorlan is here. Mr. Dorlan Francis is here. I'm going to have Excellence ask Renza to ask to this question.
That's one question more.
Ask Renza your question.
All right, Mr. Renzo, can you say, you hear me? Renzo?
Yes, I'm hearing you. I just mute the mic so I don't disturb anyone.
Okay, all right. I'm just wanna ask, can you say you like politics and you're tuning even to the one in America? I like
Jesus.
too, and I tune in to the one in America, and then I also tune in to the one in Jamaica because I want to know what I go on. So I wonder why you don't tune in to the one in Jamaica to find out for yourself what's going on.
All right, for me to get all the information that I want correctly, I would have to go on the www.gov.com. Sometimes I do research a bit, but sometimes it's just hard with all the research and to find out everything. Because if you want to get accurate information, because you know the government website, they can't give you political information. They have to give you government information. And seeing that the Jamaica Labour Party is in power now, you find out what the Jamaica Labour Party is doing. Because that is the government. So I can't sit down and listen to people to get it. That is where I would go as my source to get the accurate information.
So Renza, when we speak, Renza, we speak and we pride ourselves on speaking factually. Because we don't have the luxury. And I can tell you why. I consider myself somebody who is very, very close to government. Very, very close to the political party. And I don't have the luxury to come out here and lie and spread propaganda. Because whatever I do, whether fortunately or unfortunately, people associate my commentary, my conversation with the JLP. So I have to make sure that I cross every T and dot every I and make sure that whatever I utter can be backed up and supported by facts. So when I tell you that no political party in the history of this country since independence has performed better than this current JLP administration, the only thing that run anywhere close would have been the period between 1967 and 72, where we had the highest economic growth in Jamaica's history and the highest build-out of schools in this country. 58 secondary schools and 124 primary schools built under Hugh Lawson Shearer and Edwin Allen as Minister of Education. That is where some of the greatest policies that shaped this country were implemented. Some of the greatest institutions, some of which we are living under today, was crafted and implemented by Eddie Seaga during the 1980 to 89 period. Most people only learn about these things after Eddie Seaga passed. Let me tell you something. If you having any difficulty in choosing which political party in Jamaica to support, it is as easy as 1, 2, 3. You don't have to listen to me. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. And you just have to look at the period in which both political parties manage the economy of Jamaica. And that will tell you who is best for this country.
And that is where you have it wrong. My issue is not My issue is not who to vote for. My issue is if I'm to come and vote. So don't get it wrong. It's not who to vote for. It is if I'm to vote.
Well, you
Let
have
me
to
tell you that.
come, man. I mean, you can't. There's no way you should sit back and allow other people to make a decision that is going to impact your future. If you are somebody who want to continue associate yourself with Jamaica, if you are somebody who is planning to retire, to come home and to do business and raise a family in Jamaica, then you must make a decision on the future of the country. One of the things that
There is no place else in the world to retire but Jamaica.
exactly, and would
No
you
place
want to, the
else.
question you must
No
ask
place
yourself
else.
now, would you want to retire with a government that is doing the kind of work that the JLP is doing, or you want to retire under a government that give you the sort of country that the PNP gave you? It is simple, you know. The PNP gave you the 1990s. I'm certain that you must remember the 1990s and what happened.
Who can forget?
Exactly. Now, how would you allow yourself to even, if you're a person who is in tune to the 1990s, that period alone should wipe the PNP out of your mind. I don't even want to go back to the 70s when we made that colossal error in siding with the Russians as opposed to siding with the West. I don't want to go back to the 70s where Michael Manley took some economic decisions and implement some social programs to dole out monies to give to PNP operatives, but we never have, and run the country over a precipice. I don't want to go back to that period. I don't want to go back to that period. The only period that the PNP don't talk about, you will never hear them talk about between 2011 and 2016 under Portia Simpson Miller. You won't hear them talk about that period, you know. You know why? Because during that period, the PNP followed the playbook of the JLP during 2007 to 2011. The JLP set the framework and put a system
on
in
the
place.
economic reform.
Yes, because when we laid the foundation for economic reform, we didn't just lay it and leave it. It was ironclad to the extent that the PNP could not deviate from it. So when you hear me and Cliff Hughes and others having this argument about whether or not to give, had to follow to the T every single thing that was laid out when the economic framework was put in place during Ardeshaw's tenure, the PNP had no choice but to follow through, my brethren. And that's why in 2016 it was so easy for the JLP to come in and just pick up from what we had laid and move the country forward. You know, let me tell you, we made a mistake in 89 by flirting with the devil. And I say to people who has any inclination or even thinking about flirting with the devil again, the mistake we made in 1989, trying to make it again. Because if we did not deviate in 1989 and give this country back to the PNP, Jamaica would not become the murder capital of the world. 40,000 businesses would not collapse. The country's economy would be growing. If we did not make the mistake in 1972 and gave this country to the PNP, we would be way ahead of Singapore, which is where we were before. So again, we need to be careful. Do not flirt with the idea of turning this country back over to the PNP. It would be the worst mistake that we have. Look, we made the mistake in 72. We made it in 89. Shame on you.
The reason we cannot do it again, chaps, because in the 90s it was a golden years. They call it the golden years when a lot of economy were growing, and we have avenues to assist us if anything happen. Now every economy a hold for themselves. Everybody a hoard resources to themselves, because times in the 90s and now is not the same. So when I have a luxury to say, oh, country like Venezuela go come run out them hand, well, if I that the PNP go think, I will get out there and give them this and that. We don't have the luxury that USA is going to sorry for us and give you this and give you that. Because them are script for themselves too.
True. But does even think about that, because in the 1980 election, except for Israel, Jamaica was the highest recipient of United States aid. You hear? Except for Israel, Jamaica was the second highest recipient of US aid. We were broke. We couldn't afford medicine. We couldn't afford nothing. We had to downscale everything. Look at what happened during the global pandemic. The 1970s Cold War was nothing. The oil crisis that exists in the 70s was nothing remotely compared to the COVID-19 pandemic. And Jamaica, a little country under that, came out of COVID, rebounded as one of the best and the strongest economy in this side of the world, outpacing countries like Canada, the United States, the United Kingdom, all of Latin America and the Caribbean. No other country except for Guyana, who found oil. Their economy grew as stronger than ours because they found oil. Jamaica, we don't find the oil. What we had was a stellar leader in Andrew Holness and a strong leader in our finance minister. We had the best tourism minister. We carry the best health minister. We have perhaps one of the strongest cabinet this country has ever feel. And that pilot us through the COVID-19 crisis, and we came out on top. To the extent that the IMF now wants to model what Jamaica did and bring that idea to the Caribbean and Latin America. One of the reasons why they had to draw and say let them borrow Nigel Clark from us. So Nigel Clark is now moving to the IMF as deputy managing director. You know what? No better achievement. Do you think that the PNP?
I think that is an excellent achievement for Dr. Nigel Clark. I salute him. I think Jamaica should be proud. I'm proud of their finance minister for his achievements.
Precisely. So when you have that kind of performance where entities like IMF can recognize it to the extent that they want to have it, there's no way that one should be even wondering about the PNP. You think let me tell you something. When the PNP won the election in 2011, was it 2011? Yes. 2012 or 2011, thereabout. When they won the election, the private sector organization of Jamaica penned a letter to the Prime Minister at the time, Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller, and told her, do not appoint Dr. Omar Davis to become finance minister. I wonder if anybody know that. The private sector organization of Jamaica.
Doctor wrote with it.
And I think some other entities wrote as well and warned Portia Simpson Miller, when you are going to put your cabinet together, please do not appoint Omar Davis to be finance minister. Hence the reason he was the Minister of Works. Yeah? Nobody wanted to see him around any money because everybody remember what he did in the 1990s when the rest of the world was growing leaps and bounds, and he wrecked the economy like a wrecking ball. And he has the nerves. Let me tell you why these people are shameless people. He has the nerves to pen a letter recently in the Observer to talk about Nigel Clark's ascendancy to the IMF. What a man with no shame.
No shame.
If
And
I
Chopper,
had
don't
the track
forget.
record of a Omar Davis, I'd dig myself in a hole.
Exactly. And don't
bury
forget
myself.
Jefferson Chopper. Jefferson was right beside Omar Davis as his chief advisor The man that is now coming to tell Jamaican people about him have clean hands and pure heart and want to run this country. That man Jefferson, he was right there giving Omar Davis that bad advice. So we
He
put
said
this
it. He said
squarely
he
at
was the
his foot.
architect of some of the
Yes,
policies in the 1990s, and he's
yes,
proud of it.
that Jefferson man,
Right?
Jefferson Golden.
And he was not just the architect. He was not just the architect of the policies of the 1990s. He is a beneficiary too of the
Right.
failed policies of the 1990s. And that is something that he must answer to the Jamaican people before he wants to come here and rule us.
Yeah.
So,
And tell
so my
Jamaican
friend,
people why his assets are not in the country that he claimed to love and he claimed same born in. Why is his asset hidden away in a British trust, in a British country territory? In that man Jeffrey.
Did you hear you did hear the story about the 7 billion oils, right? You hear the new promise that they're saying that if they win the election they will mine oil, this whatever what you call the word, they will extract oil. So I'm like,
Who said that?
didn't you say, Paul, didn't you say that
Oh, God.
we dig up oil? You don't send out the operatives to tell lies, say 7 billion barrels of oil fine and the government sell you and thief you and hide the money. Where is the oil that gonna come from all of a sudden where you're
That
promising
9
it?
life pussycat when named Paul, well, nothing they nowhere near Jamaica, no taxpayer money. My next one. That 9 life
And
cat.
what is so funny about it, Munchie? All of them that's there from the 90s are so coming back. All of them are come back.
I wonder if you go look for Leoda.
Mm.
1 year anniversary, or it no reach 1 year anniversary.
It's supposed to come on. How would you go first? Yeah, September, I think you me know.
Yeah.
And Melissa, November.
Yeah, Melissa,
Hold
November.
on, Darlan is back. Hold on. Excellent. Lend me a box, please. I'm gonna try and get him quick.
That 9 life cat. Youthful exuberance.
You can take my box.
He shouldn't be on no platform at all.
Alright,
Nothing
you take
about
out excess
politics.
studies,
He
alright.
should be in prison.
But you know, hear him new promise pertaining to JP. I'm like, you're not supposed to talk about JPS. Just leave.
Mr. Francis.
Philippian, we're going to
Yeah.
call a press conference. A group of we're going to call a press conference. Don't worry yourself.
Oh,
Put your
maybe I
script
need to
together.
ask this. In the...
BHF Ken.
Mr. Francis, I sent you a request.
Because I don't see how Philip, 9 life, pussycat, youthful exuberance, the pan platform attack, nothing.
Okay,
Wait,
so
Yes, it's true. They don't want this generation to know. They don't want to. What they're campaigning on is propaganda and
Yeah.
stories.
Squidward is asking, my question is if you guys know these of the PNP, why not make the younger generation of voter know?
Well, that's what we're doing right now.
Right.
That's exactly what we're doing. And I hope that whoever is here is spreading the word. But you see, sometimes when you talk about the history of the party and the political party, the PNP, some people don't like it because, oh, why are you talking about the past? Well, it's
Yes.
important. There's a new set of voters today who the only government they're accustomed to is the JLP.
Right.
They don't know about the PNP.
And not only that, Chops, you need to talk about the past because that's their job experience. If you're presenting a resume and you are doing an interview for a job, they're going to ask you about your performance in your previous employment.
Well,
Remember, it's not a new party. It's not a new party we don't know nothing about. They have been in
the thing is,
government.
the PNP has never apologized to the Jamaican people for what they have done. And not only that, some of the persons within the PNP today, as Munshi and others have stated earlier, are the same persons who design and orchestrate the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich since since in slavery. That's what Ronnie Tate said. I didn't say it. Ronnie Tate, who is
Comrade
a
Ronnie
member of the
Tate.
PNP, said the PNP that he's a member of preside over the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich since slavery. Yes. So if him come from sea and say shark down there, who am I to not believe him?
Friends,
I believe every
girl,
word him say.
we think about conference. You know, things that they should have a group of young people
I
speaking
think
at the
they should.
conference.
They should. But I think my girl was talking
And
about it,
stop with the whole people when they have a talk every year. Cause the man want to learn from them, to be honest.
Munchie, to be frank, Lane, that's her name.
Yes.
Lane from Young
Young
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Yes.
She was talking about, she was with us last week, Saturday.
Yeah, what she
And they
said.
will be organizing a young, because we're saying why you don't have a.
But them not good, them not effective because for them speaking and spoken that nobody not hear them. They need to
But
pick
remember, all right, they are saying they're open up to hear from people within this type of work. So we'll see how it works out.
Then, Chopper, what you think about that idea? Then if you find 3 TikTok and 3 YouTube and 3 of them, I'm even at the early segment and go away with those long time and modern time now, We not see how the Democrat them run the DNC where they. It all no trumpet that spin.
Yeah. I like the DNC
Exactly.
format.
And no trumpet that spin with the Democrat then go on with the DNC. That's what we're supposed to be doing at our conference. We have whole heap of well-articulate blogger over here ready for talk and go on with ourselves. Then there's too foolish where them a go up on conference, go talk next month and a talk about, the part we know what we want people to go down in it. We not go cuss nobody and call the people no word because we know if we behave. But we want the people to ask the people them, where was the member of the diaspora when Omar Davis was wrecking the country? Where was the member of the diaspora when Philip Palwell was selling Philip Palwell and Percival was
They
selling
were
JPS?
getting personal benefits.
But where was the member of the diaspora when Dr. Dawes was using plastic bag and using scandal bag on his foot as gloves? Where was the we need to go down in that eat? Me can't take the little speaking spooky foolish pan the conference. I know we're going on. Philippian. Cause me can't no business as usual. Good night, Dorlan.
Hi, how are you
Good
doing?
night, Mr. Francis. Welcome.
I didn't know this was a live. I thought it was a recording.
Oh, wow.
I saw me don't understand Dorlan. We need new blood. A new spokesperson on the conference table, on the conference pool. Where was Rattigan and the crew? He said he want to be the minister of security. Where was he in the 90s when Jamaica was the murder capital of the world? Why never put in the application then? Where were those people? All of a sudden they love Jamaica. They never loved Jamaica in the 90s when Omar Davis was crashing the economy. Where were they, Dorlan?
Man, they were asleep, man.
Yes, we want to ask them on a big platform.
The thing is the civil society only have mouth for JLP. And when the PNP wrecking the country and doing all manner of evil, they see no evil, they hear no evil, and they say nothing.
Yes.
And that's the problem with Jamaica. Because the party which really deliver, which perform and deliver, when they do good, you don't hear people come out and praise it.
Right.
You don't hear people acknowledge it. They're just silent. They're silent and they're good. And the minute any little thing don't go as it should go, you hear them. You hear from them.
Yes. They come out with a hypocrite self.
And then when PNP doing them thing, their strategy is to maximize minimums. When PNP do a little speck of something and they expand it beyond all measure.
Right. And JLP just quiet.
Yes, and when they screw up, when the PNP screw up, they're silent.
Yeah, quiet.
I don't know that they can't,
We want a big platform. We want a spot on the conference floor. Give us a spot on the conference for them hear me come in the real business Philippine and tell the people them we have contact with. Tell them say me and Goody say, give us a spot on the conference floor. I don't expect to see we back on TikTok after the conference. Because we are not idiots. We don't fear parade. Because some of them speakers they when them come with conference they could have stay. Allow me to tell you, Roland?
Usually the conference is so the window is so tight, because if you notice for the past couple of years, they tend to carry the leader speech live on like CV, like on nationwide
Yeah,
and
but we are
on
gonna have
TV
blogger. We got blogger. We are go
and on
live too.
TV and on TV. So
Yes.
so they have to pay for those slots.
No,
So
we don't have to go up on the TV. We're gonna have bloggers and other people have video so we can splice it and put it on the newscast when the evening comes. Structure the run things. But all the
Well,
long singing where they have the choir sing, the singing people them are sing for 1 hour. You can't cut them off for half an hour because the last conference visit on them bring some PNP people we can do the praise and worship. They better not bring them back. Cause me know if you have facts say them a PNP because me see them and my grandmother nine night a sing on a PNP bands in a sing pan. No bring them back. Don't bring back that group that will keep the praise and worship a conference because of PNP people, because I know them. Put them there aside. We can't sing one prayer song and pray and that's it. We open up the conference floor so we can have proper something. I'm not busy with them still. I'm not saying that. We're coming Philippian because I hear that every night. So control me there.
There, man.
yeah.
We need to have more speakers talking about the policies of the country and more people attacking the PNP and Dorland. Because you have people like youthful exuberance gone plan platform gone talk about JPS. He shouldn't whoop in him mouth about JPS.
Yeah, these guys have no shame, man.
No shame.
They gave away JPS, and usually, when they're giving away things, they make the deal so sweet because usually according to the PNP, they get an agency fee.
Yes, then
But
10%.
people who do deals get the agency fee.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, when they want their agency fee, they give for example, Moran got a deal. Moran got
Explain that Mirant deal to us, darling, if you have the numbers off the top of your head. The Mirant.
80% of JPS, right? 80%, and they pay $201 million for it. I always say it was 210. It's $201 million they pay for 80% of JPS. There was another bidding for JPS for 260 million for 2/3 of the company. The people were bidding a group out of Europe. They say it was idiocy to be selling the transmission line. They're saying the government should have retained the transmission line
Exactly.
so that whenever, if you have like a private generating company set up, they could have access to the line to
Of course,
distribute
it's supposed to be more than one person have access to it, so we can have a lower energy cost.
right, and you could have competition there.
Exactly. It's a
But they
sweetheart deal,
gave,
Dorland. And
but
what
they
they do with
gave
that
away
$201
everything.
million where they sell the JPS? What they did with that money?
Well, I mean that probably had to be properly accounted for. But the point is, there was another bid for 260 million. So the bottom line is, they know that the company could have been sold for two. As a matter of fact, 260 million for 2/3 of the company.
Yeah.
So they know
And they
that the
sell out.
company could have been sold for that. So you cannot imagine when they go back to talk about your agency fee, which is code word for kickback.
Mm-hmm.
You can just imagine they can come and say, look, man, you see, the thing can be sold for that, so you better make everything nice, right? And that is what they did. And I don't know if you guys are focused on JPS tonight, but I don't know if you ever heard about the forward sale of bauxite. The forward sale of bauxite by the world greatest finance minister.
Yeah.
They were so short of funds, so they're always short of funds. That is why they're always taxing people.
Yeah.
Because they're not able to grow the economy, so they can't get revenue to do what what they need to do. So they're always short of funds. And because of that, now they had to pre-sell bauxite. And they went and pre-sold the bauxite without putting any escalation clause in it. Right? And it so happened that to process bauxite into alumina, it take a lot of stuff, you need limestone and that kind of thing to do it, and some other added input plus electricity and all of that. So if there is any escalation in the cost of those inputs or the energy, they did not, in the forward selling of the bauxite, they did not make no plans for it. They
All
did
they
not.
wanted was the money, Dorland. All they
Right.
wanted was the money. They were thinking about the people of Jamaica.
And they want the deal to be so sweet for
Yes.
for the entity they're dealing with, that they give away the whole store. And people don't understand it. So the forward sale of bauxite cost Jamaica about $700 million US. 700. This was because at the time when it started kicking it, the exchange rate wasn't like what it was. It was like in the region of about 27, 28 to 1, or it wasn't 50 to 1 US, much less the 150 to 1 it is now. But the fact is, in US dollar term, it's $700 million US it costs Jamaica. When Bruce took over, Bruce had to be paying $1 billion a month, $1 billion Jamaican dollar a month to cover. They had to be paying that to all parts, right? To cover for the loss. And that was the deal that the world greatest finance minister made, right? And then, that party full of lawyers, and
Yes.
they're making a deal for an extended period of time, and they have made no provision for in case price there's change in price. There was no escalation clause in the deal, and every little contractor you talk to, them will tell you, say, well, we have 100,000 to do this if not change. They will always tell you that. When them quoting your price, them say so much if not change. Because they know that if the price of
Yes.
material changes,
That's how people do business. Even if you make one house, Dorland,
Yes.
and the man can
Yes.
look for your house and tell you, say, I want 100,000 if you put up the wall there. But he say if not change. So if you
Right.
go and now we get a disaster or a hurricane, burial or something or a drought, the price gone up. Most
Yes.
naturally, only in a PNP alone, the price stagnant. You're right, because under Percival Noel James Patterson Dorland, it wasn't about growing the economy, about wait the guys.
What's up there?
Yeah, look like something in our background.
Won't she?
Just what, hold on.
Yeah. Just be careful how she call names, When you call in names, when the man them dead and gone, you can't lick them. I don't have no respect for that, because when you mash up the country and dead and gone, I don't really believe I must
Should I call
show no.
name? Should I call name?
Yeah, man, they should spell out one name there a while ago. The full name. That man is sue people already. That man sue people already, and win too. So she have to be careful. But even though you might know something, knowing is not proven. And even though you know something and know it's true, you have to have evidence so you can, in case you can present it in court. So when you're referring to people who are still alive, don't call them name. You have to frame the argument.
Code it up.
Yeah, but when I talk with Michael Joshua man, no, you can't lick that because as far as me concerned, him was the biggest criminal who ever run Jamaica.
Mm.
You know, and you know, the start about don't say ill of the dead. No, when you mash up a country and when you had evil intentions, you deserve to be criticized. Right?
Mm.
Yep. So we're talking about the by-election coming up and them something there.
Something we just talk about.
Yeah.
All them so them not contest it.
Well, we don't expect them. You know, they weren't gonna do it. They can't afford to have no loss on their score sheet.
Just saying,
They can't.
they're not
They can't.
contest the parliamentary election.
And they're not contest it, man. So the government, the party will get a easy passage, and the
Yeah.
leader will be able to do exactly what they want to do. Mm.
They want the by-election in a St. Thomas.
The municipal election, because
Yeah.
they can win that one.
Yeah.
And then when they win, they're going to come and say the government must call the election.
Mm-hmm.
They think give them one have sense, man.
Mm-hmm.
Give them one have sense. Yeah.
Them say them are gonna take back Union Town.
Well, let's see. I think Sibley is doing a fine job down there. That was a real surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Indian Town, that's a tough division. We have the JLP has hardly ever won that, and that was really remarkable. You know,
That was the
because
first win.
so that again.
That was the first time the JLP won it.
I don't think it's the first time. I think I won it before, but I can't. Yeah, that might be so. I'm not sure about all that. You know, but we know because we know we have. No, man, we won that before, man. We won North Clarendon. It's the first in a long time, but
The
uh,
division, not the
the,
country.
but I'm sure. I mean, in 1981, we must have won that, man. We never were 1981. Um, what's the most God bless how much price comes the division they were left with, you know. Yeah.
Well, we can't afford to make the mistake what was made in '89.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no, we definitely have to we have to do all we can, you know. We have to do all we can to change the pattern, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to move from a two-term party to three, 4, 5 and more terms, you know. But we have to do things differently. Well, one of the problem is that we don't seem to learn from history. We're not learning from history, and we need to do things different. We have always performed. The JLP has always performed, and they have always felt that the performance alone will reward them with other terms.
Mm-hmm.
But it had not been so. In 62, it was the JLP was the best performing government Jamaica ever had. And you know the slogan then was one good term deserve another. One good term. Imagine Shera did all he did in 5 years, one 5-year term. And the one good term deserve another. Right? And the people never see that way.
Hmm.
The JLP then was building hospital like they're building it now. And in addition, the JLP was building schools. A lot of schools they're building in the between 62 and 72. 120 primary schools, and about 59 secondary school. And they were building roads, a lot of the bypass roads. As a matter of fact, you see the PNP come and talk about roads like in PJ come with Highway 2000. No, those roads, it's from 1969. Those roads were planned for, All of those roads. This is all the road around Raytown, where they call Mandy Boulevard. Those roads were in the works, right? See, I got gone through and plan the highway system. But the funny thing is, because there was supposed to be a highway from Constant Spring ending up in Nero's Park, right? And that highway was gonna be a elevated highway. I don't know if anybody know Toronto. It was gonna be built like how the Gardner Express is built in Toronto, right? So it would have been, you'd have had a expressway on top, and then you'd have the local road. Just like maybe when you go around 3 miles, you notice how the road network on the ground, and then there's the
The
elevated,
elevation, yeah.
flyover on top. But the Constant Spring Road was supposed to be from Mona Park going all the way to Heroes Circle. All of those roads were planned for, all of them. And then when PJ then come and talk about like Highway 2000 was some innovative idea. Not like that. The highway that was planned for in front. So when their government, every businessman just catch and watch. Nobody venture. Nobody's gonna risk their money, right? And because people will see what they did in the 1970s, right? And then they would be worse now than when we come back now and had the 1990s to it. People gonna know that on a PNP you can't venture. You can't take no chance, right? And then when you have business people catching and watching, afraid to invest, then the economy going to stagnate, and you're gonna not have any growth. And when you don't have growth, in order to get revenue, because you have to have revenue growth, or feeling that you have to lay off people every year as you go along, because the police, maybe if you have 6,000 police, you might need to employ another 1,000, move to 7, right? But if you have 6,000 police and you were paying them, say, $1 million last year, next year or the year after that, you can't pay them $1 million again. You'll have to give them maybe 1.2, 1.3 million.
Yeah.
No, if government not generating the revenue, they will not be able to pay them. And that is why PNP has never give police any appreciable raise in pay. And teachers, they have not given teachers any appreciable raise in pay. Because of that simple thing. If you even, for example, teachers, if you employ 15,000 teachers, and if the year before you were paying them 500,000, in another year or two you have to start paying them 600,000 or 700,000. Where the money will come from prepared. The PNP don't grow the economy so that they can get revenue to pay those increases. And that is why under PNP, those category of workers are always underpaid. Police, nurses, teachers, and it's only JLP who can grow the economy, who are able to pay them.
Yeah.
And give them the massive pay raise the other day, But the PNP had to politicize it, and their approach where whatever is done, then try to minimize it, make it look like it's no big thing. And that is what they did with the public sector wage adjustment. It was a phenomenal job. That was another thing by Dr. Clark. Phenomenal. And if the people had any sense and any appreciation, they would have show a praise on him and on the government. But they tried to politicize it and they minimize it. Don't go on like there's no big thing. Just like how PNP said the NIS was
Okay.
sin. Was sin. You understand? That's how they do them thing. But the Jamaica people not to farm fool of themselves. But the party of the farm fool of themselves either. They need to understand that performance don't win election.
I know.
Performance don't win election. You have to. Your election is an emotional thing, you know. It's an emotional time, right?
Okay, man.
And you have to know how to play the emotional game. You can't come about the performance. I mean, we are going great, going graduate a lot of things. How much people, if you go tell people that JLP build or repair 200 police stations, that don't mean too many people, you know.
That one, the police station can yam.
Yes, it don't mean too many people. If you go and tell them, say, we go and build St. Thomas Urban Center, and we go and build Bombrook, the one in Portland there, the urban center there. These are all
Bombay.
phenomenal things, you know. But these things are very localized. And even look what even urban center, the St. Thomas Urban Center. Not even the people in St. Thomas show appreciation for it.
When they made that the road up there, the way then cuss and go on.
The way, yeah, and look how they. I don't think them treat Michelle Charles proper. I mean, it one council seat she will be able to get, right? And we may not getting Port Morant, which we from time to time. And Morant be is a bit little difficult than Bath is them PNP stronghold. But Port Morant and Dalby, we should have hold on to that. And where was the appreciation? None. There was none. They didn't show the appreciation. You're building highway, you're building urban center and all of that. There was no appreciation shown for those things, right? And that is why we have to be careful. People, these things build up the country look good. I remember New Kingston was built by the JLP, JLP built New Kingston. And Dominica Drive, every single building on Dominica Drive in New Kingston was built in 1980 when Eddie Siaga took over, right? The towers, LOJ towers, and the shopping center in New Kingston was built during the 1980s. And come back now, it is a JLP government who renovate the shopping center in New Kingston, and it is like a first world shopping center now. But these things don't mean not too much things to too many people. They don't mean nothing. We build New Kingston, and we build we build Ocho Rios. How many people remember that? How many people care? Right? So gosh, on my party is that don't rely too much on the performance. You have to perform, but don't count on it. Don't believe that it will be rewarded, and you think that alone can make you win.
Yeah.
That alone not going to make you win. Election is very emotion, right? What the PNP do is they are very good at emotion. They're very good at carrying message that will excite people.
How you feel about Northeast Centre?
Well, now, so the PNP back down. It's a walkover. So
Alright.
it's
Good night,
gonna be
Mr.
a
Dollar.
walkover.
Good night, Mr. Dollar. Don't even cut this still now. You said about No King's Son. I think a couple years ago, No King's Son, said Leader must grave road. They said they didn't even a proposal put the train Leader Cross Main Road to Edward Sanger Boulevard. You remember? You remember that?
The I don't know if it was really Musgrave. I know that downtown Ocean Boulevard. Well,
Yeah.
we wanted to name it Edward Saga Boulevard,
Yes,
and the PNP objected to it.
because you know why I'm saying, because the work what we did as I mentioned in New Kingston, what Edward Saga did. That's why they don't want they propose Lady Musgrave Road. But that you understand? Me remember me read an article saying that. I remember.
Oh,
And
who was proposing it?
I'm quite sure I can't remember, but that a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
See,
I just want to know if it was like a journalist or anybody, but
but
yeah.
I read about it a couple of years ago. During the
Mm.
time
Oh,
when Edit Sarah passed. But me know about Orchard as for a fishing village to a tourism mecca. Yeah man, me know about that.
yeah, man.
North Coast, North Coast.
11 Kano fishing village
Yes. Terracotta Towers.
to the tourist mecca it is now,
Yeah,
and that was built by the JLP,
yeah man, you know
right?
say
The Montego Beef Freeport built by the JLP.
Digiport.
Yeah, the report that we introduced that kind of telecommunication system, you
And
know.
say so all I could get all having in St. James and Seven get none.
Well, that is how the PNP operate, they put their name on everything, and that is one of the things why a lot of people think that the PNP is nation builder.
Yeah.
That's why. But look, you know who Washington Boulevard name after?
Um
Anybody?
I try hold on there.
Washington.
Mm. Washington Boulevard. Anybody know we name after?
No, Mr. George Washington, but me don't know.
Oh no. You ever hear about a man named Norman Washington Manley?
Yes.
Mm.
And that's that one officer too?
That's where the Washington come from. And that's how they operate, because Washington Boulevard was named Norman Manley. Right? Norman Gardens was named after Norman Manley.
Yeah.
Norman Gardens.
Yeah man, yeah I know of that.
Right? And right now you have a beach in Negril named Norman Manley Beach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, and the main road in Negril is in
Now
Norman Manley Boulevard.
Boulevard. Boulevard, yeah
Right?
man.
Yeah. So they just put their name on every
Them
little thing in Jamaica.
authority.
The road I was referring to earlier from East Kingston, the highway, part of it is named
Michael.
Michael Manley Boulevard,
Yeah.
right?
And Manly
Right.
Meadows.
And another part from a little right at the roundabout there, where Windward Road take off. From there, so go up to Harborview, named Florizel Glasspool Boulevard,
Yeah man, I know man. Come
right?
here.
I'm
Come
from Harborview to Port Royal around that name Norman Manley Boulevard, right? And that is how PNP do. They just put their name on everything, and people looking on things that they are the builders of this country. When it wasn't they who built the Palisades Highway. It wasn't they who built the highway from where Windward Road meet Manley Boulevard. Manley built Manley Boulevard, but it wasn't them who built the highway, the road from Windward Road go all the way up to Harborview. That was what existed long ago. But they come and plaster their name on it. right? And that is how they do it. You see all Herbert Morrison. Herbert Morrison, nice school. Herbert Morrison was a candidate who lost an election in St. James. But nevertheless, them William, there's another school on there near Gibson. What Gibson them call it again, man? But when I school, one of the high school at
Bishop Gibson.
Bishop Gibson. I think it's a school in Trelawney, right? Just like how them cut the Jonathan Grant High School in Spanish Town. Name after Jonathan Grant. Jonathan Grant was a one-term MP. And then he was caretaker after that. Them named school after him, right? So they come and go around and plaster the names on all of these buildings and the infrastructure, right? And when I remember when we were in charge of the KCMC and Desmond proposed to name Ocean Boulevard, Siaga Boulevard, it was this big protest. PNP object to it. And even when the North South Highway was named Siaga Boulevard, Edward Siaga Highway, there was this big objection, big protest. And people were threatening to change the name as soon as they get back power. I was there waiting for them because if them start changing the name, every other name would have to change. You understand? But that is how they do things. They do very little and then now they come and want to put their name all over the place and look like they're doing a lot. Yeah.
The PNP.
They were threatening to rename the Siaga Highway to, you know. Because
they were threatening it, but I was there waiting for that because if they never touch that, they would have to change every name out. They would have to take off every name and call the highway them after trees and flowers and all them something there. And couldn't even have nobody else. Because but that is how PNP is. They do very little and then they want to go and like say them build the country. Yeah, they don't build no country. God bless what they do for Jamaica. I mean, when it comes to hospital, the PNP has not built one single hospital in Jamaica. Right? The closest they come is when after 51 storm,
Maypen.
a JLP built Maypen, man, and Michael repurpose it.
Mandeville.
It was a type 3 clinic. Well, Mandeville, the extension of Mandeville, they did that. Right? That's the only thing they did. They did the extension of Mandeville. But in the extension of Kingston KPH, it was Shearer who did that, who funded that, and it does that. The PNP come and finish it up. But KPH, the Victoria Jubilee, all those extension were done by Shearer, right? And as PNP will then continue with it. And they have always been doing that. They Port Maria, the Morant Bay Hospital, the Princess Margaret Hospital was built by Buster, right? After 51 storm blew down the hospital that was there, and Buster rebuilt it, right? And we lost the election in January 55. And by February 55, Norman man, they go cut the ribbon for Princess Margaret. That's all they did. They never built it. He go open it, but I never built it. And Savlamar Hospital that was built 1964, built by Buster. Right? The Cornwall Regional started 1968, finished 72. and the PNP them get a chance to come up with it again. And if you ask them right now, they will want to tell people that it's them build Cornwall Regional Hospital.
Yeah, them say that. Them say them bill it. Them say them bill it.
Yes.
And my mother give me the clarification one day and said Cornwall Regional was built before, but when them coming up power, they open it.
Then yes,
Yeah.
Cornwall
Say,
Regional started. Herbert tell them I started that from 1968. That hospital started, right?
And them that got honor him for something.
And the PNP object to it.
And they object to it, and then what she
Yes.
made me say, Shira wife said don't mix up her father and take herself out of it.
Yes. Yes. That was just drawing his name to dirt.
Yeah.
That's how those people are. And it was Herbert Teldemire who went about pioneering the building of that hospital, right? We built the Savlamar Hospital, built by Labour, built that. 1964 they built that. And by 1968 they were building the Cornwall Regional Hospital, right? The Spanish Town Hospital, Buster built that.
All my mother said to me, she said, make this make sense. If them coming up Cornwall Regional open 72 and them coming up 70, them coming up power 72. All them to build one hospital, all them to build such a structure, such a short period of time.
They came with one of those, like where the army come in with and just can wreck a building in short order, couple days.
Pre-constructed building.
Yeah, man, they're awful. They don't build. There's not a single hospital they build. And the Maypen Hospital, it was a type 3 clinic that was built. It was all part of the hospital expansion thing at the time. And Michael just had 1 or 2 rooms to it and convert it into a hospital rather than a type 3 clinic, right? And that's how they've done. They don't build hospitals. They don't build water systems. They have never had a.
So 1 or 2 water systems when they build out of damage that near Flatbridge there, so.
Which one? What's it?
But every water system from the moon.
No, man, you're talking about
the out of Yalas, out of
You're talking about
you don't know. I Labour Party build them there.
Right, with them and the colonial power build that, you know.
Huh?
That was one of the first water systems in the country.
Yeah, damn it, right,
No, damn it, man, damn it. It's the Rockover system that built from about 18 something.
PNP didn't build that. That was built in 1864, Bridget.
That built long time, and you see all the irrigation system. You know, see with the diversion canal that was built. All of that, the colonial power built that, right? The only thing, PNP, the storage tank near Job Lane, Job Lane near the bypass road there. They do it a Japanese bill. If them, that's all they did, and it had 2 million gallons of water there to the system. 2 million. I did an analysis already. And all the system that the PNP had, all the water system, their system provide about 26 million gallons of water per day. 26 million gallons of water per day. And the country need 200 million gallons of water per day. You understand? And they need 200 million, they had about 190 million at the time. And the PNP contributed about 26 million gallons of water per day. Right? Like if them build that, it generate mostly 2 million gallons of water per day. Right? And the Roaring River, Norman Manley built the Roaring River water system. And also there was another system there in Hanover, which that's all that was there providing water for the Westmoreland and Hanover. Yeah, that means keep slipping me, but there's a system there in Hanover that was built by Norman Manley. And that's all they do. But when you come to water now,
But
JLP build Yallah's pipeline. Yallah's pipeline deliver 24
yeah,
million gallons of water
yeah,
per day. Right? Shira built Tolo Spring and Bruce come
yes.
back
I
and
say I could build that one day.
Bruce rehabilitate Tolo Spring. So JLP built it and JLP had to come rehabilitate it. Right? And Tolo Spring deliver 12 million gallons of water per day. The PNP don't build no system that deliver 4 million gallons of water. None. None, not a single one. Right? What they build is tokenism, like all the bullshit water system, 2 million
Alright,
gallons of
look
water per
Panola
day.
constituency of we ain't no matter about it this morning.
Huh? Yeah, man. So
Yeah,
PNP don't build hospital, they don't build water systems, right? And all they do, they shut down things because in 1972, the JLP government left left a plan to pump water from the north side, the rivers from the north side of the island, pump it up the Blue Mountain, right? And that plan was gonna generate hydropower, about 800 megawatts. It would have generated enough power to well, up to that time, it would have provided enough power for Kingston and St. Andrew. And it would have been clean power, hydropower, right? And they were gonna pump water from the Wagwater River, the Plantain Garden, and them river over the north side. Pump it up the Blue Mountain. There's a river up there, I think the Mahogany River, some water system like that. And they would have pumped that into a reservoir. The reservoir, it would have provided water for the entire corporate area. And also the water flow would have provided hydropower that could have provide power for the entire corporate area, maybe some of Portmore and so on. And the Michael Manley come, and all Michael Manley was interested in when him come to power was Fidel Castro micro dam. Understand? So that is what PNP do for Jamaica. And they want to come run the country, right? And they get a chance to get power because you have too much Jamaican who just want to eat a food. They just want to get something from the get.
Darling,
Yeah.
can I want to say I don't know if it's rebut or what, but I want to say this: the Maypen Hospital was rebuilt. It was moved from the back of the land that it is on now, and it was brought to the front under the PJ Pattis regime.
No,
And
I
you're,
don't think so. I think it's when they had the rooms. When they had, because what they did was to expand on what was there.
no. It was direct. It was moved completely. That building where the hospital was now, they use it for clinics for like people who are going through problems, like you know, and on all of that. It is completely
But
moved
it was moved from where?
from the all right. I'm from Canada, you know. It was moved. They used to call it the Denby Hospital. Now it's the Maypen Hospital. It is moved from where it was at the back of the compound there. That's a big land, right? And was brought to the front at the main road level. Now, right? I don't know. It's there. If you Google it or if you can pass it one day when you're going to Mandeville, you use the old road and go to Mandeville. You
Yeah,
will see it.
I drive by it quite often.
Yeah.
What I know is that there was a type 3 clinic that was there, and
Mm-hmm.
some expansion took place. Like,
No
some rooms.
expansion. It was moved directly from the
Well, all
spot
right, all
where it
right. When you
was.
say it was moved, are you saying that the clinics were abandoned then?
The clinics, the clinics for like people are going through stress and all of that. They have that part is there for the clinics and all
Right.
of that.
So the clinic is still there doing what it was established to
Yes.
do.
But the hospital with the A&E and the theater, operating theater, it was a brand new hospital right there at the front of the road, beside on the main road.
Well, that might be so. I know there was some expansion, there was some addition to it. Just
No,
like
darling,
how
darling.
there was addition to the Mandeville Hospital.
No, no, no. It was completely moved from where it was. Now that side they use it for the clinics. Like people.
Yeah, but in the hospital and the type A clinic on the same compound.
Yes, it is. The clinic is at the back. I mean, it's operating as a hospital now, a general hospital.
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Anyway, the point was the JLP built the clinic and the PNP expand on it and call it a hospital.
Listen, I want you to get it. I am a labor right now, girl.
Yeah, yeah.
I am not doing nothing to make them feel look good. I am just saying, we can labor speak the truth at all times. If you listen to these lives, everybody is just students are spit out. Right. So I, as a laborer, I have to come and I live there. I know when it was being done. I went there and at the ceremony and all of that, I didn't know the ceremony and stuff. It was totally moved from the back of the compound to the front. And it was everything was brand new over there. I think it needs of repair now though. I think it is in need of repairs.
But the point though, um, the type 3 clinic is still there, right?
But I don't think it's functioning as a type 3 clinic again.
Right.
It's
It's been expanded into a hospital.
yeah, but the hospital is moved from that section of
When you
it.
say move, I'm not following you because I can understand if you add buildings, you add some new infrastructure so you can put in.
Nothing was added. It was moved from that spot to a different spot where the general hospital is right now. If you go on there, you'll see the building at the back where the hospital was. You know that building was a 3-story building. Hospital that was there was a 3-story building. Now it actually spread out like it's spread out like a real hospital.
Yeah, okay, fine. I think we're saying the same thing here because
Yeah.
there was a type 3 clinic that was there first, and the
Mhm.
PNP expanded on that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Mr. Darlan, I just want you to know that it was expanded on a little bit further to the main road, not on the same building, old building.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Can understand that. Can
Right,
appreciate that.
right. I'm a current Gordon, and I am a born labor right. I do not make them look good, mate. Just to speak the truth.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
All
okay.
right.
But
Okay,
they, they,
sir.
were- but they contribute very little to the hospital infrastructure in the country,
In,
though.
in, in the country and a whole. Yeah,
There's
I
no,
agree.
there's no
I
taking
agree
away
with you.
from that. They don't have a hospital where they start from scratch.
Yeah.
They don't build a single hospital from scratch.
Okay.
And so they don't contribute much to the hospital infrastructure, and they
Mm-hmm.
don't contribute much to the water infrastructure in the country.
Right.
The country use 200 million gallons of water. The PNP contribute about 26 million gallons per
Yeah.
day, right? 26. All of the and the JLP will come back now and have to be building on that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? When the Tolo Spring was built, the argument was that it would have provided water for the corporate area. It would have been able to meet the water needs of the corporate area until 1976. Right? Tolo
Yeah.
Spring was built in 60 in I think it was 67 came on stream, and the plan was that the 12 million gallons of water per day would have been adequate to meet the needs of the corporate area until 76. And when 76, when Michael came in, they never built no water system. And Michael was interested in was Fidel Castro Michael Dams.
Yeah. Ah. Socialism and him put on the democratic on it.
Yeah, man. So when these people come hopping and pining to get power, to do what?
They can't do nothing.
What they do? Right? Because when it comes to road, all they did was to make we have to pay a toll on road. The roads were designed to they were supposed to be free highways.
You're going
Right across
home.
Jamaica.
Portland people have to pay a toll going home.
And it was they who have to come with toll, because the fact of the matter is that without the private people them coming in, no road would have been built. Right? The government they conduct the affairs of the country in such a way so that they could not generate any revenue to do any building. That's why they don't build no hospital, they don't build water system, they don't build roads.
They couldn't manage the economy to get money to do anything. They have to be going to the IMF over and over. So that's
Right.
they couldn't do nothing, you know. Now look how much is being done in just 8 years. Look.
Yeah, right. Look at
And
the kind of revenue. And that's what happened when the economy grow. When the
yes,
economy grow, the revenue system going to grow too. And then with growing revenue, they are able to do all kind of things. They can do
do
capital
lots of
investment.
stuff. Right.
Right? You can build schools, you can build roads without having to go get loan to do it.
Exactly.
You know, and so on.
I
But
saw a clip with Andrew and some students. All of them get scholarship. A whole barrage of students. Did you see that clip? He's standing in front of them,
yes.
and we didn't borrow a cent to do that. You know?
Right.
So many
Right.
things that was done, but thank God, I'm just praying for Andrew and all of you guys to make the right decision, especially for the finance minister. I don't know, but Andrew is such a good player of chess. I heard, so he's going to make the right decision. I know.
Mm. Yeah. We have to. One thing I caution is that performance don't win election. It's a promise that you're going in the future. What are you doing for the future?
Yeah.
So what you build and put on is there already. And that the people will feel like that, and they don't go and reward you for